you from the United States of America. This is Political Analytical. I'm your host, Eddie Hill, along with Rick Warren and Gordon Park. Join us as we give our opinion concerning everything dealing with politics. We don't hold back, so prepare for a no-nonsense approach to the news, and no, we don't care about your feelings. Uncensored and no sugarcoating. Sit back and enjoy the ride.
Thank you, baby.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Political Analytical. I'm your host, Eddie Hill, along with my other host, Rick Warren, and we also have James Toops in the room. How is everybody doing tonight?
Good morning, Vietnam. How's everything going, guys?
There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So we're just adjusting the window.
I like that. I haven't heard that for a while.
Got to put my go-to cap on before we get started. And we're
Where the hell's mine?
got a lot of to talk about because, of course, as you know, we missed all last weekend. We missed both shows last weekend. And so I think even though there was a lot of technical difficulties there, I think we needed the break at the same time. We've got Danielle on here. She says, "Hi, guys. Hi, Danielle. How you doing?" And it is good to be back on the mic. Every time I'm away from the mic, I kind of feel lonely. It's crazy.
Right. And I'll tell you something, man, Eddie, you know Flurry's coming in on the visual right now. And you know what? As a coon ass and now a Texan, we don't know shit about Snow Flurry. The only one that knows about that is that guy right there. Rick. Rick knows about those snow flurries, man.
We do the best.
Darren, the set and radio, he probably knows.
Yeah, well, we do the best we can with the snow flurries that we got. Hey, Darren, how you doing, buddy? Glad you could make it on here. Missed you from last week.
What's up, brother?
Of course, we didn't make it on.
But how's it going? How's Darren?
Oh, dude, I'll tell you what. There's a lot going on in the political world. I got to put some of these reading glasses on because I can't see shit. But let me see here. Don't laugh. It's not that funny. Okay, so we've got here where President Trump vetoed HR 6395. And can I see better without him? I can. So he vetoed HR 6395, and and this is the $740 billion National Defense Authorization Act for the fiscal year 2021. This is not the same bill as the COVID relief. Okay, this is not the same bill that he vetoed. This is for the national defense.
No.
He details the following reasons for vetoing the bill. The act fails to include critical national security measures, including provisions that fail to respect our veterans and our military's history, and contradicts efforts by any administration to put America first and our national security and foreign policy actions. It is a gift to China and Russia. That's one reason he vetoed that bill. I mean, you're like handing the United States to him on a freaking silver platter, which does surprise me with the way the Democrats are. Am I correct there on that, Rick?
Yes, you are blatantly correct. It really is. It is just sickening to me, and it should be to all Americans also that want to know what's going on. And I would literally, I am just, I want you to know what's going on with the United States of America and what kind of crap we're having to stand with and be around with the Democrats and the kind of bills that are coming forth. And I applaud President Trump. I thoroughly applaud him for vetoing this bill because it leaves us defenseless. It leaves us in a quandary to where we don't really know. We are number one. Okay, let's make that clearly. We are number one in defense, and we need to protect what our sovereign country is all about, Eddie. James?
Dude, I absolutely agree. James, what's your take on as far as this first reason that he vetoed this bill?
Man, I'm not, be honest with you, I'm not even really sure what the hell's been going on. I've unplugged a little, but man, I'll tell you, the stimulus bill they came out with for $600, that's a slap.
That's a joke.
In the face. That is just so disrespectful. If you think about it, for the last, what is it, 9 months, that if you break and you track it by hourly and day to day, that's less than 10 cents. It's actually 9 cents a day. They provide you. It's 9 cents a day. So that's what your worth is to these people.
Every time they talk about those $600, I feel like I've just been teabagged. Seriously,
dude, straight up, like, yeah.
And
you got teabagged in a porn movie, using a Polaroid camera. Yeah. It's freaking ridiculous, man. It is totally freaking stupid.
Sack.
And
just getting hit with a monster sack right between the eyes. And that's what it feels like every time they say, oh, well, you're getting $600. Well, what?
Yeah.
But this HR 6.
Yeah. Like Nancy Pelosi, fat, nasty ball sack. Nancy Pelosi whooped her wrinkly, freaking nasty ball sack out and just slapped it on your face.
Exactly.
And she uses Michelle Obama. And here's the thing, so I got an alert the other day, Eddie. I got an alert the other day from CBS News on my phone. Why CBS News is alerting me on my phone is beyond me, for one thing. Second, they came out, and this is the actual story, and I about threw up on my phone when I read it. Donald Trump vetoes $2,000 stimulus bill. He will not pass $2,000 stimulus bill, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, he's the one that went out there and said he wanted $2,000 in people's pockets.
Yeah.
And now CBS is putting out that he vetoes this deal. And that's what the lamestream media is putting out there right now, that he's against the $2,000 stimulus, when he is actually the one that said, you know what, this is bullshit. I want to do $2,000. And they totally spun this thing around on him, man. It's completely ridiculous.
Because they know the American people are on to them, and we're not idiots. They're trying to sit there and spring a $600 piece of shit freaking stimulus package on the American people who are desperately needing it. They're needing food. They're needing foods on their plate. They can't make their bills. They're fixing to lose their homes, their vehicles. I mean, it's terrible out there right now. They're closing down businesses. They're shutting down. And they want to give you 600 lousy bucks. President Trump said, no fucking way. We're going to do $600. We want $2,000. And he is basically sitting right now on that $600 stimulus package bill that supposedly they're trying to save us with, so that it runs out and they have to resubmit, because he's not going to be playing that game. He doesn't even have to. Now, this bill that they're vetoing right now, or that he's vetoing, this HR 6395, it's $740 billion national defense dollars for the year 2021. Okay, this is national defense bill. And the other reason that he vetoed it was a failure to terminate a very dangerous national security risk of Section 230 will make our intelligence virtually impossible to conduct without everyone knowing what we are doing at every step.
Yep.
So basically he's saying, or basically part of this bill is we're going to tell everybody what we're doing while we're spying on these other countries, because we can't do it otherwise. We have to tell them we're going to spy on them, and this is how we're doing it. What kind of shit is that?
Put the information out there. Did you guys see all the bullshit that was in the bill as far as the new stimulus?
Hang on a second. We still have more to go on this. About 5 more.
Yeah.
Okay. The act.
Shut up the gun, man. But I'm geared up. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. The act fails even to make any meaningful changes to Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, Section 230 facilitates the spread of foreign disinformation online, which is a serious threat to our national security and election integrity. That's the third bullet point, okay? And I mean, this is just crazy what they were trying to pass through. No wonder he vetoed this thing. Also, the act includes language that would require the remaining of certain military installations. He says, my administration respects the legacy of the millions of American servicemen and women who have served with honor at these military bases. I have been clear in my opposition to politically motivate attempts like this to wash away history and to dishonor the immense progress our country has fought for in realizing our founding principles. So the act includes language that would require the renaming of certain military installations. So if there's a military installation that they don't like the name of because they'd say, oh, well, you know, he's a white supremacist, even though he was a great general, they're going to sit there and rename these military bases. I mean, what kind of shit is that? These bases were named that for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Eddie, because
I believe
of his stance, because of the military man that's named after that, he was one of the strongest military men in the world. And Fort Sam Houston is at the top of that
and
list.
they would rename that because why? Oh, I'm so sensitive. Whatever. Grow a pair and get over it. Okay, now here we go. The act includes language that would require the remaining or renaming of certain military installations. And so I mean, and he honors these people. I mean, not because they were racist or whatever else, because these were great people in our American history. They should not be forgotten. They've done great things. The act restricts the president's ability to preserve our nation's security by arbitrarily limiting the amount of military construction funds that can be used to respond to a national emergency, and contains an amendment that would slow down the rollout of nationwide 5G, especially in rural areas. So they're basically slowing down any progress on anything. They're limiting his ability, the president's ability, to jump out there during an emergency and fork out the monies needed to get things moving, which is not that needs to go away. The act purports to restrict the president's ability to withdraw. Whoop, my screen went black. Restricts the president's ability. Purports to restrict the president's ability to withdraw troops from Afghanistan, Germany, and South Korea. Not only is this bad policy, but it is unconstitutional. Article 2 of the Constitution makes the president the commander-in-chief of the Army, Navy, and the United States, and vests in him the executive power. Therefore, the decision regarding how many troops to be deployed and where, including in Afghanistan, Germany, and South Korea, rest with him. President Trump closes the official veto message by stating that the bill would put the interest of the Washington, D.C. establishment over those of the American people, which seems to be the theme with Congress these days. They are more worried about lining their own pockets and doing what they want for themselves and for their own families, and screw the rest of the American people. President Trump is trying to fight for us, trying to fix this before anything else can happen. Gentlemen, your thoughts. I'm going to leave the floor to you.
I'm going to go with this right here.
Take off, James.
To Mike T. Man, I got so many points right now. Mike T. He says, you said Trump lost? No, I don't recall anyone ever saying Trump lost. In fact, down in my Antonella Di Gregoria. Hey Trish, how you doing? So so Trump did not lose. Here's the thing. During my travels down, I met up with a friend of mine, and they went to Pennsylvania during all the voting and ballot and all the bullshit that was going on. and he did a hotshot run up there through Pennsylvania, and he told me that there were multiple vans on the side of the road at rest stops, at gas stations, at undisclosed locations that had ballots in the back of their vans. Talked to one of these people, and they said, yeah, so we're waiting on a phone call. As soon as we get the call, we go to the station and we drop the stuff off. I don't know how you got that information. I left it at that. He said the vans were camouflaged with coffee. They used a coffee scent in the vans to where nobody can say, oh, well, so they smell coffee. They left it at that. Okay. So Mike T, of course, Trump lost dummy. Nah, I don't think so, Mike. And hey, look, man, Mike, hey, if Biden is our president, hey, guess what? I'm not. A lot of people say, hey, Trump's not my president, for the last 4 years. Well, sorry, sweetheart. He was your president, and he is your president still. If Biden is president, guess what, Mike? He's going to be our president, and we're just going to have to deal with it.
Exactly.
And that's the way it is. We can't sit there and say, hey, Biden's not my president. We live in this country, bro. Yeah, we live in this country, man. And, if Biden's president, he's going to be our commander in chief, and we're going to have to deal with it. And it's just the way it is. There's so many things going on. But yeah, I mean, come back, Eddie.
I said there's still fight left in Trump. He's not quite done yet. So it's not over till the fat lady sings, Mike. But yeah, if Biden ends up winning, hey, man, he's our president. Yeah. Like it, love it, leave it, or lump it. There's nothing else we can do about it, right? So, I mean, it is what it is. But it's still, I mean, we're man enough to say, you know what? We'll live with it no matter what. Whichever way it goes. But all this bullshit that the Democrats are pulling, for the last 4 years, that's just shit. A bunch of crybaby little bastards, whining and crying and all this other crap and burning down statues, and other crap, or pulling them down and painting them and all this other crap. Yeah, that's all crap. Bunch of whiny babies. But anyway,
you know what?
Here's the thing.
I'm kind of interested. I'm kind of interested in Mike's point right now. Eddie is like, he says Trump was the worst president of all time, and he wasn't afraid to say he was his president. And I could respect that. But I would like to know from Mike why Trump was the worst president of all time. Because, man, I could think of a few more presidents that were completely worse than Trump. I'd love to have Mike's opinion on this. And you know what? We've been thinking about this of going to get somebody on the Democratic and the Biden side, on the left side on the show. And I think Mike, hey, Mike, what's your opinion? Why would you say? And give me in 2 sentences or 2 bullet points. 1 and 2. Why is Trump the worst president of the United States of all time? Give me 2 points. Mike, I'd like to hear that from you. I'd like to know that.
I would love to hear why he was the worst president. And all we need just, find 2 things. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, it is what it is. If Trump loses, he loses. If Trump wins, he wins. But either way, I mean, whoever's president is going to be our president. Now, Danielle made a point on here that they were looking at giving the American people $600 and $1,800 to illegals. What kind of shit is that?
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually true.
What is really going on? What is really going on with that bullshit right there?
Now, Rick,
love that. Love to know. I mean, is this a political grab, or Rick? What do you think, Eddie and Rick? This is something me and her has been talking about for the last 2 weeks.
Well, guys, we have going on according to what's coming out of the media and places like that. Number one is this election and the fraud. That's the biggest point that we have to look at. Mr. Mike, I can think of another president, Mr. Obama. That was probably the worst man that ever walked on this earth as far as running for election and or being in our presidency. But I respected the office of his presidency, not that I liked the man. I'm going to afford you the same goddamn nicety that you've given Mr. Trump for the last 4 years. You got that coming, and it will come from me personally. And another thing, on number 2, we have the audience sitting there looking at wanting to talk about the unity. And unity of what? What are you giving us for unity? A 600 goddamn crumb bill for nothing, and you're giving the illegals 1,800? Oh, I'm sure you're going to go for that, Mike, too, aren't you? Huh? You're going to love that $600, and you can stick that $1,800 up your ass, as far as I'm concerned.
And then we've got him over here. He says he handled the pandemic.
So
How he handled the
let me
pandemic. Okay. Well, how he handled the pandemic was about as good as anybody could. If you remember correctly, Joe Biden called him, what was that word that he used? A fear.
xenophobic.
Yeah.
Xenophobic.
And then you had Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah,
Everything's
xenophobic.
fine. Come down to Chinatown. Everything's good.
And fear
While he was trying to shut down flights coming in from China, the Democrats were against that. If it would have been Biden or one of these other morons in there, they would have just kept it open, and we would have lost even more people. The president closed everything down way sooner than what everybody wanted him to, and he took a lot of heat for it. And even after he was right, he's still taking heat for it because they said he did not act fast enough. Come on, seriously,
Right.
And
let me talk it.
division by his actions and words. Nobody has caused more division by their actions and words than President Obama did. He was absolutely the worst at dividing the country. He did more damage to this country than anybody ever thought he could. He was the biggest piece of shit that walked the face of the earth. James, you're trying to step in, man. Go ahead.
Mike, so let me I want to talk to. I'm not going to bash, brother. I'm not going to be that guy and say, hey, you know what, you're stupid for saying all this crazy stuff. But Mike, I want to talk to you about this right here. How Trump handled, and you made 2 points. You did. Thank you for responding on 2 points. How he handled the pandemic was 1, and the country was 2 in a nutshell, right? So how he handled the pandemic, right? So he shut the borders down as soon as he knew what was going on. Meantime, you had Nancy Pelosi wanting everybody to go down to Chinatown saying, hey, you know what? Fuck this. Everything's great. We're going to go down to China and blah, 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 and all this other stuff, and then Trump is shutting the country down. He's like, no, we're not going to have these outside people coming in here and infect the country. And then on 2, you 3, let me read what Mike just put out here. You 3 right-wing whack jobs are so to stop getting your news from right-wing whack outlets. You 3 morons are fucking stupid. Wake the fuck up, assholes. So apparently, Mike, your ass so fucking far, you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about right now. Because enjoy Biden. You can enjoy Biden up your fucking ass when he's sniffing at her fucking funeral. Because that's how nasty that cocksucker is. Now you done brought the coon ass out me. I was trying to be fucking social, but fuck you. This is going to go. Let me tell you something. These fucking left-wing fucks are going to fuck our country up. And if you don't see that, then you need to pull your fucking mom's tit and fucking go look at some TV. And I'm not talking about PSNBC. I'm not talking about CNN. I'm talking about look at some real fucking news. Because I don't know what the fuck's going on. You can carry your faggot ass off this fucking show, Mike T. Go fuck yourself, dude. That's what I got to fucking say to you. I was trying to be civil, whole about shit. Fuck you, motherfucker. That's what I got to say to you.
And then we got over
you
here.
You ain't got a podcast, bitch. I got a voice. You ain't got shit. You got 40 votes to back stupid motherfuckers filling it out for you.
Listen, he goes, that's false. You guys haven't said any facts and trying to dispute my points. I just did. And not only that, but those points I made.
We all did. So
dude,
fuck you, Mike.
Video. They are on video. You can see Pelosi saying, come down to Chinatown. It's fine. You got Biden on the news saying Trump's a warmonger. He's fear-mongering everybody. He's closing everything down for no reason.
Go fuck yourself.
Right? Dude, that is not.
You and the rest of your little fucking Democratic nipple-sucking fucking motherfuckers, go fuck yourself, Mike.
Seriously. And Daniel says, Mike, how about you stop getting your news from the left-wing dingbat lamestream outlets? Then Mike comes back. He says, Biden will be your president, sweetie pie, ugly fuckface. Hey, if he is, he is. I mean, we're allowed to our points of view. I mean, that's part of our constitutional rights, So yeah, I mean, if he is, he is. And
yeah,
stop.
When you start cutting us down and start talking shit, I got you back. I got y'all back. Fuck you, Mike. And cutting us down. Fuck you, motherfucker. I got something for you right here. You go ahead and suck on Nancy Pelosi's wrinkly, nasty ass fucking tit.
Okay, so anyway, Rick, your thoughts? You're so quiet. I think James and I. Yeah, I think James and I already kind of like
I'm one of the quiet ones.
Just relieved all our stress, so it's your turn now.
Legitimate citizen of the United States, let alone a mental, or even has the mental capacity to understand exactly what we mean as far as in a semantical battle or anything else like that. You can go suck what made you, Mike. I really don't care, because you're too stupid to understand exactly what we're talking about. I can tell that by the way you talk. I can tell that by the way you goddamn emphasize anything that you think is true, because there's nothing.
He's probably married to his sister.
Comments is true. You are so far.
Yeah, well, he does. Now I have to agree with Mike here.
But I'm okay with that.
No, I got to agree with Mike on this one. I have to agree. Mike, I agree with you. He says you better hope we liberate Georgia. Dude, I agree with you. We are hoping that you all don't win in Georgia, because honestly, that will be the end of the United States, because you guys will fuck it all up. So I mean, yeah, I'm hoping.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
No shit. And look, whenever you probably ain't even got a fucking job, you probably live with your mom. So when your mom and dad lose their job, and you wonder why your fucking Xbox subscription gets cut off, everybody's going to look at you and say, because you voted Biden. If you're even old enough to vote, that's probably what it is. You're not even old enough to vote. You don't even have a voice point. But you know what? If you are and you voted Biden, well, fuck you, Mike. Because, when your job and your shit gets cut off and you got to drive a fucking bicycle to work, even if you have a job, which, by the way, you're probably going to work at Starbucks as a fucking dishwasher or something. I don't know what the fuck you do, but you know what? I'll leave it at that. No, fuck this. Fuck Mike. I don't even give a fuck. Go ahead.
Rick, go ahead. Go ahead, Rick.
We fried him.
Sorry, guys.
I don't really care.
Stupid motherfucker.
It's okay. I love it, James. I really do. I want to talk about a little thing.
Oh, yeah. You got to love it, brother.
It says,
you got to love it.
This is, hey, fact check. I do. The Chinese Biological Laboratory in Wuhan is owned by Glaxo Co., who by chance owns Pfizer, the ones who produced the vaccine, which by chance is managed by BlackRock Finances, who by chance manages the finances of the open foundation company Soros Foundation, who by chance built a Chinese laboratory in Wuhan, accidentally bought by the German Alliance, which incidentally has Vanguard as a shareholder, which is shareholder of BlackRock, which controls the central banks and manages about 1/3 of the global investment capital, which incidentally is a major shareholder of Microsoft, that property of Bill Gates, who happens to be the shareholder of Pfizer. Now, really, just to break that down, we're looking at a conglomerate that is holding hands and in bed together to fuck the American people and the United States by running basically a conglomerate monopoly of drugs and money over the United States, and calling it wow. But it was Trump's fault. Remember? It was Trump's fault.
Well, we got over here real quick. We're going to take a quick break, but I gotta stop off over here with old Mike again. Mike, we love you, man. Seriously.
Oh my god!
So many more accomplishments.
You're a fucking idiot, man.
It's no contest.
You
and
dumbass.
He said also up here. He says the economy was getting faster in Obama's last 2 years compared to Trump's first 2 years. Okay.
Okay.
But anyway, we've got to take a quick break. Y'all return here shortly, but I had to let out there with Mike.
Christ.
Thanks for your 2 cents in there, man. You make the show great. We love the arguments and stuff. It's awesome. So anyway, we're going to be back here shortly. Nobody go away. Kick back, listen to a little bit of tunes, and we shall return here shortly.
Get lost. I see. Time calls the light. I like so quiet, so still. I did not seem to think so. You save me, you save me from understanding more. Not given, but only love had complex interest of some fruits, and I like so quiet, so still, did not seem to feel, or even to dream. So you save me, you save me from understanding more. You save me, you save me from understanding more. Time overflows, all the space recedes between blurred folds of earth and sea. The time overflows, all the naked light between blurred folds of earth and sky. That's all, nothing more. That's all, nothing more. That's all, nothing more. That's all. Nothing more. That's all. Nothing more. That's
And we are back from break, everybody. Welcome to Political Analytical. We appreciate you being over here. And we are now live once again. So hope you all enjoyed that little tune that we played. And real quick, we had some chat going on in the text over here. And it is from Mike. He goes, love you 3 2.
Eddie, hold on.
Oh.
Whoa. Eddie, wait. Here's something. Hey, right quick. Here's something that liberals want. They want a voice. They want an opinion on the bullshit that they spread around. And that's what they want. They want a voice, a fucking opinion, and some bullshit. So here's what we do. We don't talk about Mike anymore. We don't talk about him because you know what? Liberal don't have an opinion that's worth a shit to begin with. So why even put it on our show? That dude is not worthy of being on our show because of how stupid and derogatory he is. Once he disrespects us and our panel, I can't put up with that shit. So Mike, fuck you, dude. You don't have an opinion on this show tonight. So you can text all you want, bro. Go ahead and waste your time.
All right, hold on.
The hell is that?
Crickets.
Rick, you calling birds over there or what, man?
Okay, so Darren Wedlock.
Yeah.
Darren Wedlock.
Yeah. So fuck that guy. Let's move on with the show.
Okay,
Let's
Darren
move on with the
Wedlock
show.
says I think the only way President Trump can overcome the corruption now is to enact the Insurgency Act. When you have CIA
Insurgency Act.
taking out fraud whistle. What's that? Whistlelessness? Sheesh, how bad do
Witness
we have to get before the tree of liberty gets watered? So, yeah.
So, did you guys hear about that bombing today? This morning?
Actually, the
Tennessee?
bombing took place on
Yes.
Christmas Day, didn't it?
No, yeah, I know. Yeah, but
Yes.
it broke today. Like the
There was another
Well,
truck-
I don't know if it broke today, but when I saw it was today, this morning.
There was another truck that was found in Tennessee with the same kind of signal and message coming from it that stopped traffic in Tennessee also. There was something that was printed and I come up about that, about how AT&T and how a lot of the Dominion actual voting machines and different things like
Mhm.
that. I can't find it right now. But
No, so
this is one of the things that has got me is that the contract that was given to AT&T, it was given to AT&T and all at once because AT&T got the contract to look into the ballots and everything else like that, and was housing the supercomputer that directly was linked to the computers. It was the supercomputer that was fried that shut down the communications post there at AT&T. And so therefore, Peter has been terminated. Oh, and by the way, they said that
Yeah,
was just coincidence
was the,
that it was the AT&T building.
Of course, it was the cooling systems for those servers. What they did was apparently, you know, and this is stuff that we hear. You know, we don't know. We're not, you know, FBI or anything. This is all stuff we hear. But I mean, there's so many stories coming out that it was a Winnebago or a camper or something that was parked in front of this server building that housed all these Dominion machines, and they did a 15-minute warning, to move all these people away from there. And the thing blew up, and it did a pretty badass explosion, and it blew up and took it all out. So the machines that they were wanting to audit and do the forensic investigation on, and it blew it all up, whatever. So I don't know. Who knows? I mean, it could have been a dollar store. We don't know, but I mean, there's a lot of conspiracy theories coming out about this right here. And to me, it's conspiracy theories for now,
Right.
until it's proven otherwise. Right. So who knows? I mean, but this thing went off. It didn't kill anybody, which is a good thing. Thank for that. And it did mess up some stuff, but of course, all these stories are slinging around, man. And they're just going everywhere. Who knows? I guess we'll find out or not. I mean,
Yeah, Derek,
either way, it makes for a good story.
weeks ago, 4 people that testified against fraud were taking out, though, far out. So apparently 4 people that testified, about the fraud
Mm-hmm.
were, dispatched, taken out completely.
Clinton, yeah. They were Hillary Clinton when
Here's,
they were
here's the hit,
suicided.
guys.
Yeah.
You want to get rid of this COVID? You want to get rid of this COVID shit? All you got to do is tell Hillary Clinton that
Suicide.
COVID-19 has something on her. Consider the freaking virus gone.
COVID's done.
Yep, COVID's done.
How many flu deaths, like actual flu deaths, have we
Representative
heard about
Susie-
lately? We heard any flu deaths?
No, because COVID took out the flu also. Darren also says, I think the only way President Trump can overcome corruption now is to enact the Insurgency Act. When you have CI death squads taking out fraud witnesses, sheesh. How bad do things have to get before the liberty gets watered? So, yeah, I mean, he put that up there once before. But, yeah, this is and he's very right. And things are going to get a lot worse also, Darren. Just FYI.
Mm-hmm. So, like that cocksucker, I mean, that guy named Mike was talking about earlier with the Georgia
here's a tidbit
runoffs.
from
We
received.
Go ahead, Rick.
Here's a tidbit from a Republican representative named Susie Lee. Okay. She just posted, she said, and she's a Republican. On Monday, we will be voting for $2,000 direct payments. It is a standalone bill, nothing else. If you're voting against this bill, you're saying loud and clear, you don't want to help the struggling Americans in their time of need. Let's do our damn job. Mrs. Susie Lee, I couldn't agree more. The Congress of America needs to do the job that we elect for you.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
James?
And that's a fact. That's a fact. And let me lighten it up a little bit. So we were down there in Dad's house for Christmas, last couple of days, and I didn't have any of the kids. All the kids are with others, baby mama or baby daddy, whatever. So me and Danielle, we didn't have any kids down there. So it was just me, her, and mom and dad, right? And all of a sudden on Christmas Day, the doorbell rings, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? Because nobody's my parents, because they're old and they're boring and nobody visits, and this and that. So it was kind of interesting. So my mom comes down the hallway. Hey, I got a special delivery for you. And I'm like, okay. And it's this gift bag, like this little gift bag, it's got the tissue shit hanging out the top. And I'm, oh geez, what could this be? I'm like, who is that? Oh, it's for you. I'm like, no, I live in Texas. It's not, some bullshit's going on. Lo and behold, I grabbed this gift bag and move that tissue bullshit out of the way and grab this picture. And Gordon would be loving this right now. I pulled a picture of freaking Nancy Pelosi out of this bag. Me up. I had Nancy Pelosi in a framed picture like this, and then it was upside down. So it's the ugliest scene. I pulled this ugly ass upside down picture of Nancy Pelosi out of this bag, flip it over, and I'm like, what in the Sam hell is here? And I left the picture there, and I'll tell you why in a second. But on the very bottom of it, it said, love you, Nancy. And I was like, oh, y'all gotta be kidding me, man. My dad, he's just like me. He cannot stand Nancy Pelosi. My mom knows it. She knows it eats me at my core. And for them to do this shit, it was like, you got to be kidding me, man. So I'm jacking with me with this friggin' picture. And oh my God, it was ridiculous. So when I left from there, I left it on my dad's right by his lazy boy chair in the living room. And he calls me up when I got back here. And he's like, hey, man, you left your Nancy Pelosi picture over here. I'm like, no. Dude, it was so funny. They got a kick out of that shit so hard. The only reason I wanted to bring it home was to show you guys on the show.
Hey, you know what you should have done was take that Nancy Pelosi picture and hang it up in your dad's shower.
Oh, no.
That
Think
was
about that. Dude, that would have been epic. I'll put it next to his chair in the living room where he always sits at, and so when it says to James, love Aunt Nancy, and I looked at my mom and I'm like, well, that means she's your sister. She's like, no, you're adopted. Like, Jesus Christ.
That's good.
I said, well, if I'm adopted, that bitch ain't related to me.
That's way too funny.
Dude, man.
So what else we got on the agenda there?
Funny.
Wow. Now I wanted to share discussed and what he brought to the table the other day while he was on the show. He said, speaking of which, buried in the foreign aid reports last year, I discovered something. We give foreign aid to China. So the government is so dumb, it is literally borrowing money from China to give it back to China while paying interest on it. Last year. Doesn't that, that just rubs my craw the wrong way. And I'm going to share something here, guys, that will show. He says, I love the guys that are on it. And he said, I wanted to send you something, Rick, that you guys can use while you're cutting the pork and the Democrats out of what is to be a good America. And he gave me, do you see this?
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Bowie.
It's got Rambo written all over it.
It is. He sent that to
That's a nice Bowie.
Yes,
Mhm.
it is a Bowie knife. Yeah. And he wants us to cut the pork and the bullshit out of everything that the Democrats are doing. And I love him. Thank you so much for this gift that you gave to all of us. Actually, it is really, really touching.
You should have that displayed on your back wall somewhere where you can see it on camera to show that we're trying to cut the fat off the pork.
Yeah.
Now,
Like straight up and down, right over your left shoulder, right there.
This mother is.
yeah, it's beautiful.
Badass, man. That's freaking awesome, dude.
Darren Wedlock.
Put it right over your left shoulder. Right over your left shoulder, up and down.
No, more over toward your shoulder.
Yeah. On that wall between
yeah.
It's between the painting and the corner of the wall, between the painting and the corner of the wall.
Shoulder.
Wall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's badass,
painting,
man. And who sent you that?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Here. Yeah.
Who said?
Algie is he's a Vietnam veteran.
Okay.
Very, very. He holds the bench pressing record at Paris Island, South Carolina.
Nice.
His name is Billy Bulldog Fenske.
Awesome.
And,
Well, if Billy's watching right now, Billy, thank you for your service, sir, and thank you for tuning into the show. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Billy, thank you for your service
high
for
school
one and tuning in.
together,
And
too.
we appreciate it, man. Thank you, Billy.
Yeah, thank you, Billy. We all
And
appreciate
to Billy, Papa Top.
And we got Darren says, you guys surprised some Republicans are turning on President Trump. No, not really. Actually, I kind of expected it. Bunch of turncoat,
Yeah.
yellow belly bastards.
Amen.
Danielle says, not really. Sadly, this has been going on almost the whole
No.
time he's been in office. Yep. And a lot of these people
Mhm.
were turning on him. Yeah, I mean, and they were doing it behind his back. I mean, no one had any clue who it was. And now they're starting to come out. Darren Wedlock says, yeah, at least come January 6th, you'll hopefully know who voted for and against. Yeah, we hope. But, you know, here's the thing, guys.
Well,
This
here's
president has put up with more shit since he took office than any president in the history of the United States by these corrupt, dumb fuck, Democratic liberal retards that are screwing up the United States of America.
like Mike.
And it's a continuous effort on their part to jack us all up because they don't give one rat's ass about any of us.
No, not at all. And, you know, if you think about it, Trump left a life of luxury to put up for the American people and, you know, do the ring. You have these politicians that run and leave a life of corruption to not do shit for the American people and line their own pockets and their buddies' pockets and stuff like that. Trump didn't have to do this. He didn't have to come out of where he was, shit old toilet, to come to the White House and do this. He didn't have to do that. He took a step down because he believed in his country, believed in the values of the American people. He took a step down to do that. And man, I've never ever in my life, you know, seen a president more shit on than what they've done with Trump. And it's just like, wow. And he's done so much for the country. And then you got these idiots,
patriotic president,
you know, and you got these idiots that just don't want to see it. And I try to figure out, man, what do these people see in Trump that they don't like? What are they talking about? You know, and I listened to Comedy Central on my satellite. We're not sponsored, but XM satellite in my truck. And I listened to these people, and some of these guys are so anti-Trump when they get on stage and do their bit. And I sit there and listen to them, and they're like, oh, he caused a racial divide in the country and blah, blah, blah. And there's very few people that clap for that. You're going, okay, so it's completely Obama. Absolutely. And I'm sitting there going, okay, so what is this guy? And in the next 4 or 5 minutes, I turn it off because I'm like, this guy's just spreading lies. That's total bullshit. What are you talking about? But a solid point to say what Trump did to divide the country, to divide anything, you know. Before long time ago, he was a co-chair of the NAACP, and thank you, love. He was a co-chair of the NAACP. How is he racist? Where do y'all get, you know, where does this come from? How is Trump racist? Co-chair of the NAACP. He's done more for Black, Latino, Asian, everything else in the last 4 years than what's happened in the last 10 years, you know, whatever. Where did they get this shit from? You know, why do they hate Trump so much? You know, it's like, what are y'all thinking? What is y'all's thought process? And if you can get through to a liberal long enough to get their bullshit out of the way, what is your thought process? Before you come at me with disrespect and bullshit, tell me what your thought process is. And that's what I was trying to get this guy's thought process. But it got derogatory, and then I had to show my ugly side and take up from my guys. But you know, it just pissed me off. Like, you can't even come at me with a freaking valid point, you know, without trying to piss me off, which worked. And I did go down to that level, but you know, hey, sometimes that's just necessary. But I mean, what's the thought process? How do you guys actually rationally think about things? You know, yeah, he's not a globalist. He's not. But what is he? If he's not a globalist, then what is he? You know, like, how do you think the Green New Deal is a positive thing? You know, how do you? I just don't get it. It blows my mind that you think a negative or a 2-degree drop in climate change is going to change something. Let me tell you something. We haven't always been here. Humans have not always been here. So in the little bitty time that we have been here, do you really think our carbon footprint is going to change that much? No, it's not. Dinosaurs have been here this long. We've been here this long. That's the way it is. And you're saying cows farting is causing a CO2 emission? Do you know how big a fucking dinosaur is compared to a cow? Get the fuck out of here with it. Are you serious? Like, really? Who thinks up this shit? Like AOC.
Said analogy
Oh my
the other
God.
day. Same analogy about the dinosaur and compared to a cow. Just about 3 days ago. Can you believe it? I mean, same thing. You know,
Do what?
right here. We're both thinking right here. You know, and it's just crazy.
I mean, dude,
and
do you know how big a fucking
you know-
brontosaurus is?
Rick,
Oh my God.
Rick, your thoughts?
You know,
We've,
brontosaurus
we're down-
butthole is that big around.
We've got 4 minutes. I said we have 4 minutes. What's your final thoughts on all this?
Oh,
We have 4 minutes. What's your final thought?
my final thought is this. I'm going to stick with those that stick with me, and that is the United States of American people, and those who stick together, who see what is being done to the United States, and will back each and every one of us when the time comes. And I appreciate you people watching, and I appreciate your comments, and I appreciate James and Eddie, especially for the ability to bring this show to the American people. And I will be a part of it as long as I can be. And I do love America, and I will always be a part of America and will love it.
Amen, my brother. And it's patriots. Patriots. Patriots are the answer to keeping America alive. James?
Man, I'll tell you what. You can't change a liberal's mind. It's not happening. You're not going to change these people's mind. And you can do like I did tonight and try to ration with these people and try to get on the straw and say, hey, you know what? Thank you for your points. And let me talk to those points. But you know what? They don't respect you at all to begin with. They're not going to respect you, period. So if sometimes you have to show your ass and you got to just, you know what? Hey, dude, I don't give a fuck, man. Sometimes that's what you got to do, you know, because these people are thinking so far out the box, man. It's not even rationalized with these people. I don't know what the hell brainwash these folks. I don't know where they get their education from. I don't know what their rationale is. I'd love to sit down with them as long as they're civil and they don't go to calling names and all this shit. I'd love to sit down with one of them and just find out what makes them tick. These people are almost to the border of psychotic, almost psychotic. And I'd love to interview one of these people. Somebody that can just give me a rational, give me a reason why you think the way you do. Why do you think that is going to work versus this? Where are your facts to back this up is that? Like you saying Obama was this and Trump is that. Give me the facts. Give me the rationale on that. And I'm telling you, man, it's just Darren, you're stupid, man. You just messed me up. You just fucking totally threw a wrench in my system. Dinosaur butthole, this brother, this big around. Gotta love Darren, man. Gotta love him. And I'll go back to I'm like, you know, a brontosaurus butthole is probably like this big around compared to a cow's asshole like this. I don't know. Thank you, Darren. And we needed a laugh, brother. I appreciate it. But hey, you know what? We're fighting for this country, and we've done all we can do. Now it's in the hands of the circuit courts, but the Supreme Courts, and all we can do is sit back and just hope for the best. And Georgia gets the two that they need. Usually we just need one. But man, I tell you, I don't know. But moving forward, if it is a Biden administration, he is our president. I have to deal with it. And that don't mean this show is going to stop. That
Nope.
don't mean this show is going to stop. But that flag is still going to fly. I am putting a Biden flag on my wall. Not doing it. So
Hell.
I'm all about America, man, and the freedom that we have. And if the guys like Mike, fuck that guy and the rest of them.
Well, God bless America. God bless Rick. God bless James. God bless everybody who watches this show. God bless Gordon. He didn't make it on here tonight, but we hope everything's going well for him tonight, and we hope to see him here pretty soon again. But, this is the thing, gentlemen. This is a battle that's not going to end. And even if Trump won, it's a battle that would continue. So, I mean, this is something that's just never going to go away. And Professor Cody Jarvis says Trump can hold on. I hope you're right, Professor. Maybe he can. And Danielle said, good night, guys. But good night, everybody. We love you guys so much. We appreciate y'all showing up every week for us. We're going to keep this show going, and no matter what. So it's just one of those things. We just have to keep pushing, keep talking our minds, keep talking about what's going on. And hopefully, at some point, America will become great once again. And keep your fingers crossed. We can't lose it to these libtards. We can't. We have to keep fighting. So good night, Antonella. We appreciate you being on here. Thank you so much, hon, for showing up. And thank everybody on here. I mean, we really appreciate it. Darren, you're a godsend, man. Thank you for showing up on the show all the time. And
fucking Darren, man.
But take care, everybody. Be safe. Enjoy. And we shall see you again very soon next week on Sunday, 8 p.m. Central, Political Analytical. And so take care, guys. Adios.
Later, guys. Peace out, man.
Good night, guys.